Hello, togglers. Today we're going to take a look at DCI, Donaldson and Company, which is currently looking like it could retrace about 6% of the recent sell-off. And so the reason for it is largely technical. So for those of you who don't follow technical analysis, this might not be a key insight, but for everybody else, this is potentially an opportunity to put a stock that you have been following back on the radar screen just to see if this is a good entry point based on the evidence that Toggle has been gathering. So we're going to take a look at this latest insight right here. Loading the insight will tell us a little bit more about what the background in this case is. The key takeaways, there have been 20 similar occasions where technical analysis setup was as compelling as it is currently, and that typically resulted in a 6% rise. As you can see here, yes, sure, it could take 6 months, but actually in most of the cases seemed like the confidence band broke through this quite a bit earlier on and reached 68.65 from 65.06, assuming this kind of 6% rise. Of course, you could see outcomes that went and took the stock quite a bit higher. Now, the important thing is for the price to stay in this area here and not break down through the 63.26, the red line, at which point presumably some other driver different from this one is actually pushing the stock lower. And so it's a good moment to reevaluate your position just to make sure that you don't get carried away and potentially create some unnecessary losses in your portfolio because you simply did not act at the time when that was necessary. Now let's look at why it might move. So what's exactly going on here? What you can see is that there's a combination of two really interesting technical indicators that Toggle follows. One is consecutive days of price move. Fine. So this sounds a little bit exotic. What exactly does that mean? Well, effectively, Toggle is monitoring a string of positive or negative closes because typically when you have a run, a little bit like a hot streak, let's say in basketball, it can be meaningful subsequent price action. So here it noted that actually it's just turned positive. And similarly, at the same time, you've also had the 14-day stochastic K-D, which is, again, one of these stochastic oscillators turn positive, which historically, again, was a bullish event for this stock. Compellingly, you can see that going back all the way to early 2000s, you're really seeing this this setup so that there are a lot of examples on which Toggle was able to train and analyze and effectively draw the conclusion that the large number of past outcomes resulted in a positive return and very few of them in a negative return. Now, again, importantly, and this underlines the essential element of investing, which is risk management, there were some outcomes where actually the stock continued to drop and it dropped almost 20%. So again, that red line is really critical here to make sure that you cut your losses to the extent that you don't have that this is more of a tactical trade for you and not, for example, a five-year view. So much for Donaldson. Hopefully this puts it on your radar screen. Take a look, see if it fits fundamentally with your view, whether or not there are chart patterns that confirm the view as well if you're a technical analyst. And otherwise, we hope that at a minimum, this sparked maybe an interesting trade idea for you. In the daily brief, we also discuss what the Fed's announcement, or at least discussion of getting closer to tapering, might mean for the market. So the daily brief should already be in your mailboxes if you subscribe. If you don't, you can easily do so by just signing up on our website, toggle.global. You can test drive Toggle Copilot and in addition get free access to this daily dose of market relevant content whose sole purpose is really just to hopefully spark some interesting ideas for investors. Otherwise, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see more of them. We do them every market trading day with the single-minded objective to break down these barriers that exist between individual investors and the wealth of data out there, particularly on the fundamental side, earnings, analyst expectations. How do you know which matters, which doesn't, and how does it map into ultimately moves in the assets that you care about? This is what we try to achieve in these videos. Thank you again for your attention, and we'll see you again tomorrow.